There we go. Hi, it's Zoe York, and this is my first video on writing and marketing and publishing in like 4 or 5 years. I have had this YouTube channel since I first published my first romance novel, What Once Was Perfect, in June 2013. So I don't know, I created the YouTube channel sometime around that. And ever since I published it, it has basically been a repository for my book trailers, which I make myself, and the occasional fun YouTube thing. Like I did a London, Ontario, Canada accent tag video years ago and posted that to YouTube. And a couple of times I have used YouTube. Oh, I just touched my face. That is a timely reference. A couple of years ago, I used YouTube just as like a place to hold a video that I shared privately with some author friends about how to schedule marketing out for a year. And now it is 2020. It is the middle of March 2020, and coronavirus, COVID-19 has hit everywhere, and people are stuck, self-isolated in their homes. Some people are sick, and a lot of writers are now freaking out. I'm freaking out a little bit too. My husband's in the military and my kids are school aged. And where I live in Ontario, Canada, we're all home for the next 3 weeks. And my first thought, which I think a lot of writers might be able to relate to, my first thought was, oh, I'm going to finish my book. And then my second thought was, oh, what if I can't finish my book? And then my third thought was, I should, I don't know, like start a YouTube channel. And then I remembered I have a YouTube channel. And then literally earlier today, I saw somebody tweet, remember, now is the time to be gentle and do self-care and protect yourself and rest, because we're in the middle of a global pandemic. Now is not the time to start a YouTube channel. And I went, I have it out. I didn't start the YouTube channel today. I have just, reinvigorated it today. So this is how I'm going to cope with my self-isolation. Is I'm going to do a daily video where I talk about things like writing, publishing, marketing. Oh my God, my cheeks just heated up as I said marketing, because I think, like a lot of people right now, I am primarily concerned about my fellow human beings. I feel incredibly awkward asking them to buy my books, and yet the world goes on, right? We have mortgages to pay, we have careers to sustain. So I'm going to do a couple of things over the next few weeks. I'm going to talk about how we can plan for the future, the next couple of months, as our world survives this and as we get back to a new normal. If we can plan to make money then, it might be a little bit okay that we don't make as much money now. That's my hope. Fingers crossed. 2, I'm going to talk about publishing in general, because I have a book out. I mean, I have lots of books out, but I have a nonfiction writing book called Romance Your Brand. It is available in ebook, it is available in paperback, it is available in audiobook, and because I don't necessarily want you to buy it if you can't afford it, it is available in libraries. So the various libraries right now, or some are closed, but it is coming to Hoopla, which is electronic. It will be on Biblioteca if you are an international library user. Biblioteca is an awesome resource and is requestable on Overdrive once your librarians get back to work. But it is also available in all major ebook and paperback retailers globally. So I'm going to talk about Romance Your Brand, but more importantly, I'm also going to talk about Romance Your Plan, which is the second book in my publishing how-to series. And Romance Your Plan doesn't come out until June of this year, but I'm going to talk about some of the content that's in it right now, because I think that what some of us could use over the next 2 weeks is a little hand-holding as we romance our publishing plans. Okay? So that's what I'm hoping. I'm not, obviously, a YouTube pro. I know, like, my videos are supposed to be like about 10 minutes at least, but it's like 4.5 minutes, and there's my cat. That's Jack. You'll probably meet Olivia too. I have 2 cats. I have 2 kids who they desperately want to be in my videos. I'm recording this one late at night. because it took me all day to hit my word count on my book, which is coming out in April. That's not a nonfiction book. That's a fiction book. The one that I was totally going to finish writing this month, and then my family all came home. But I did get my words done today. And my reward to myself each day when I finish my word count is I'm going to be able to make a YouTube video for you guys. So if you like what I'm talking about, if you like my nervous energy, if you have confidence that I might be a good friend to you over the next couple of weeks, if you are a writer and you're stuck inside, subscribe to my channel. Give me a like or whatever we do here on YouTube. Welcome me back. And then you could check out some of my other videos, my book trailers. See if there's a book there that you like. I have a bunch. If you are a romance reader, I have a bunch of free books. Free on retailers, not just free in the library, free on retailers. So you can read What Once Was Perfect for free. You can read Love on a Spring Morning for free. You can read Fall Out, which is a short Navy SEAL romance. You can read it in one night. And I also write books as Ainsley Booth, and you can read Prime Minister and another book. I don't know if I can say the word on YouTube. Anyway, it is my very first Ainsley Booth title, and it is a kind of a provocative title. First word, hate. Second word, 4 letters, starts with F. You can fill in the blanks and look that up. It's available on the retailers. Just type in hate Ainsley Booth and you'll find the book, and it's free. You should read it. And then you can, come back and you can ask me questions in the comments, and I will try and pay attention to them and answer your questions. If you have questions about self-publishing, about digital publishing, if you have questions about writing your first book, which you might want to tackle in the next couple of weeks, because even though smart people say this should be a time for rest, maybe it's not going to be. Maybe you're like me and you get a little bit squirrely if you don't have something new to do. So there we go. I don't think I can make this last 10 minutes. So I think our first video is going to be, there is one more thing I want to say. My last little bit of advice, because I sent this out in a newsletter today, and I want you, the advice that the person posted on Twitter is good. Now is the time to be gentle, to be kind to yourself, and remember that not all writing is commercial. I am ruthlessly a fan of being a commercial genre fiction writer. I'm a big fan of taking an amazing story that you've written and monetizing it, formatting it, putting it up on the retailers, and selling it, because there are people who want to buy the written word and be entertained. And right now, entertainment is critically important. But sometimes we just want to write for the sake of writing, and that's okay too. And sometimes if you don't have a deadline, something like this can completely make you reconsider everything that you had been planning to do, and you might want to toss all your plans out the window and start something completely new, and that's okay too. Sometimes that can refill the well. So be gentle on yourself, but also if you're like me and you want to start something new, then you should do that. Okay, I don't know if I said anything useful in this video. I'm a little bit nervous, but I also had a lot of fun. So I think that I will come back tomorrow and do another video, and that one's going to be a little bit more organized. I think that tomorrow's video, I might use my whiteboard up here, and I might talk a little bit about planning. I have ordered, this is how oh my gosh, I'm stuck in a house I have ordered one of those table clamp tripods so that I can record myself. I can film myself drawing here on my little desk, and once I do, then I'm going to give you I'm going to do a really good new version of the video that you can watch right now from 2016, which is planning a year out. Because I think that the other thing that you could do in the next 3 weeks, the thing that might be really useful and reassuring to yourself, is to look at the intellectual property. If you're a writer who's published a lot of stuff, look at the intellectual property that you already have and spend some time maybe learning how to make book covers, packaging them together, reworking your blurbs, and reorganizing that IP so that it's, as the economy comes back out of this pandemic moment, because it is hopefully just in as we move past it, when we look back, it'll be a moment, just like H1N1 was, just like SARS was. And our economy is going to rebound, and at that moment, newly repackaged IP will be super valuable. So I'm going to get this really awesome tripod thing so I can record myself planning out a year, and then you can plan along with me and plan your year. If you want something, if you want more to like information on that kind of backlist analysis to GLOM, I have a podcast with my sister called The Sistercast. You can look up The Sistercast on Google Play, on Spotify, on iTunes, like the Apple Podcast app. And they're in the middle of our podcast episodes. There are 4 breakout sessions, marketing breakout sessions, that's what they're called. And they're all about looking at, if you are a mid-list author who has a bunch of titles, all of those podcast episodes there's 4 of them, and they're all about analyzing that backlist and coming up with a plan to reinvigorate them and get them working for you again, which is something that you're probably going to want to do this summer. So if you like the sounds of that, subscribe to my channel, and we're going to talk a lot about that over the next 22 days. All right. Hey, my first video. Well, like first video in like 5 years. Done.